The sun peeks out from behind the trees. Ducks roam the fields. This is a familiar scene in duck-raising countries in Asia. But how do ducks in the field like this appear on your plate? In today's video, we follow the farmers to find the answer. At the same time, learn how farmers raise millions of ducks. While in developed countries like Russia, France, and Canada, ducks are raised in closed cage systems. Most ducks in developing countries are raised in the traditional way. Compared to chickens, ducks are more difficult to keep in cages because they are dirtier than chickens and need access to water. The ideal life for ducks is to graze in fields. They will have plenty of space to roam, explore new fields and spacious water areas. So the duck's body also has features adapted to living in and near water, with webbed feet, a waterproof plumage, and down to keep warm in winter. Ducks have several advantages over other poultry species, especially their resistance to disease. They are hardy, excellent foragers, and easy to raise, especially in wetlands, where they tend to congregate in herds. You can see that the warehouse holds quite a few bags of food, all to meet the huge consumption needs of the ducks. Every day, he needs to bring about 3 to 5 bags of food to the fields for them like this. One disadvantage of ducks when raised and fed a balanced diet is the high amount of food wasted because their beak is shaped like a shovel. This leads to less efficient use of their food because they have no way to eat all of the food provided. This explains why their meat and eggs are more expensive than chicken. However, ducks have an advantage in that they can have very satisfactory yields even when the food quality is not the best. Therefore, besides animal feed, ducks will be taken to the fields in the morning to get food during the harvest season and return home in the afternoon. After about 29 days, these eggs will hatch. At this time, the facility owner will select healthy breeds for the breeder. At this farm, one-day-old ducks are delivered weekly and they are kept warm for up to 14 days with heat lamps, fed with food. Besides, they are vaccinated to prevent poultry diseases. After careful raising and care in the barn, healthy ducklings begin to get used to new foods. Here, they will get used to the environment with water and solar temperature. Finally, the ducklings will be transported by farmers to the fields to begin the process of grazing and foraging in the natural environment. In Southeast Asian countries, native ducks have been commonly raised for centuries for meat or eggs. In Indonesia and the Philippines alone, ducks are mainly raised for eggs, not for meat. Duck meat is consumed mainly by the Chinese, Hong Kong, Japanese, and Korean communities, and most of it is imported from Asia. About 40% of duck meat imports go to these 3 countries. Meanwhile, Singapore is the largest importer of live ducks for processing, about 30 million USD per year. Another important byproduct is fertilizer, which has high economic value, whether sold by farmers or applied directly to crops. Feathers can also be sold. In mixed livestock systems, other products such as eggshells can be used as feed for other farm animals. Duck farming is an important sector of the poultry industry in Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. This is a form of permanent duck farming. They are allowed to graze around the village and are protected at night near the villager's house in the village. Meanwhile, with mobile farming like this, ducks will be moved between areas where rice has just been harvested. They can stay there for 1 to 2 days looking for food. In rice-growing countries, synergies between duck and rice production can be seen. Widely grazed ducks act as natural predators against insects and snails. The role of ducks as predators and producers of natural fertilizers contributes to higher yields. Integrating ducks into rice farming has also helped farmers cope with the impacts of climate change, while also limiting the use of pesticides. Therefore, most farmers have chosen this technique so that the rice produced can be sold at a higher price. In addition, farmers often combine duck farming with fish farming to bring sustainable development to small farmers. Some farmers say ducklings can destroy young crops. Not only that, when the crops begin to bear fruit, it is also time to chase ducks away to avoid them from destroying them. Although no duck will lay eggs every day, most ducks will lay all winter long without needing any supplemental lighting. You can expect about 250 to 325 eggs per year from these ducks. Farmers also closely monitor them during the breeding process to avoid egg loss. Because they can lay eggs here or right in the field, there is no specific schedule or location. Farmers can only observe, search, and try to harvest the entire crop. After harvesting, the eggs will be sold to traders and production facility owners right in the field like this. Dogs will be companions to farmers during the grazing process. Regardless of the terrain, it tries to stay close to the ducks to protect them. At the end of the day, before putting the ducks back on the truck, farmers will check the number again in case the ducks get stuck like this in the rice fields. A normal organic rice farm will require a lot of labor to kill weeds and maintain soil health, but the natural movement of ducks will help aerate and strengthen the soil. The reduction in human effort facilitated by this process allows farmers to diversify their production base and potentially generate price premiums from attractive food markets. In Thailand, some farmers have chosen to switch to the Barbary duck breed introduced by the royal family due to its unique meat quality. Besides, the year-round availability of Barbary duck products is the key to convincing customers. Each Barbary duck can weigh up to 8 ib, so it takes about 65 to 85 days to grow, while other duck breeds need about 45 days. This means fewer production cycles. However, the price of Barbary duck is higher at 3.201 USD kg. A farmer's day on a duck farm in northern Mexico often starts very early. The first job of the day is to check if the ducks are healthy, check all the feeders, and cover them with straw. Besides, he also adjusts the temperature so that the ducks feel comfortable when the outside temperature increases. The end of the day is cleaning up to ensure hygiene is maintained at a standard level on the farm. At 6 or 7 weeks old, ducks raised for meat can be sent to the slaughterhouse. Here, ducks are cleaned, preserved, and sold as packaged products. They are consumed in the domestic market through retailers and restaurants. About 68% of nomads raise only one flock per year. 18% raise 2 flocks in a year depending on the breed and purpose of raising ducks. The number of workers involved ranges from 1 to 7 depending on the herd size. Breeders often live in tents with their families to cook and store additional food for the ducks. You see, not only is it hard to care for, duck farmers have to bear many health risks. Due to long-term exposure to ammonia and dust from manure, feed, feathers, and other particles, farmers are likely to suffer from chronic bronchitis, asthma, runny nose, and eye irritation. Hello my friends. Thanksgiving is a long-standing tradition in the United States and Canada. It is a celebration that brings families together to express gratitude and enjoy a feast that often revolves around a succulent turkey. But have you ever wondered about the journey those turkeys take from the farm to your dinner table? In today's video, we will begin to explore the journey of American farmers raising and butchering turkeys for this cherished holiday. According to the National Turkey Federation, about 47.3 million turkeys are eaten on Thanksgiving in the United States. This staggering number represents a significant portion of the annual turkey production. As you can see, America's vast farmlands make for a picturesque setting. Here, farmers have devoted themselves to the noble task of raising turkeys. As fall begins, these farmers prepare barns and pastures to welcome the new flock of turkeys. The baby turkeys will be carefully cared for before grazing. Farmers understand that the key to raising healthy turkeys lies in providing them with the best possible care. They ensure that the turkeys have access to clean water and a balanced diet, including grains, seeds, and natural supplements. They monitor the turkey's health, provide medical care when needed, and protect them from harsh weather conditions. On a farm in Texas, these turkeys spend about 2/3 of their time outdoors. Every day, they have access to grasslands and vegetation. Therefore, this flock of turkeys can mimic the natural behaviours of wild turkeys, while having a varied diet, which helps contribute to their health. In fact, when purchasing this product, users are often concerned about the problem of antibiotics in turkeys. That's why these farmers have chosen to raise animals without using antibiotics. From chicks like these to adulthood, the entire raising process will be strictly monitored by farmers. You see, whether raised in pastures or barns, every precaution is warranted. Specifically, farmers will regularly check the grazing area to protect turkeys from predators. The barn is also scientifically designed to limit the spread of pathogens. At this farm, farmers also equip temperature sensors to monitor and adjust the temperature to help the turkeys feel comfortable. Improvements in turkey breeds, better feed formulations, and modern management is the reason why today's turkeys are larger in size. Modern production methods have shortened the time it takes for turkeys to mature. Typically, a female turkey takes 14 weeks to reach a weight of 15.5 pounds when processed, but it takes a male turkey about 18 weeks to reach a market weight of 38 pounds. And you see, to raise a male turkey to that weight, farmers need to provide 75 to 80 pounds of feed. That's why feed ingredients account for about 2/3 of the cost of raising turkeys. In addition, farmers also take measures to minimize stress on turkeys, because stress can affect meat quality. Minimizing sudden loud noises and designing spacious and comfortable cages are some of the ways turkey farmers reduce the stress levels in their turkeys. More than anyone else, these farmers understand that once the turkeys are happy and healthy, their efforts will become more worthwhile. That is also the reason why free-range or organic turkeys often have higher prices on the market. However, farms raising turkeys using the free-range method are currently very few. Most turkeys we find on the supermarket shelves are raised on crowded, disease-ridden factory farms due to a lack of access of fresh air. A large number of turkeys on this farm develop uniformly, grow rapidly, and have high meat yield. This is certainly a wonderful result, but the truth is that there are many hidden dangers. Because turkeys in industrial systems often inhale dangerous concentrations of ammonia and suffer health problems. But it cannot be denied that this form of livestock farming helps farmers save time and effort. Instead of taking turkeys out to pasture and bringing them back to the barn, farmers can feed them in the barn. They can easily control the food intake, weight, and health status of the turkey flock. Of course, because of feeding at the same dosage and time, most turkeys in the flock will grow evenly. This creates favourable conditions for processing facilities that need to purchase in bulk to meet the supply for the Thanksgiving holiday. You see, the price of each product will reflect its quality and vice versa. Low prices are consistent with customer choices, have helped turkeys raised this way to always be on the supermarket shelves across the country. Of course, no matter where or by what method they are raised, their final destination is still the dining table. As Thanksgiving approaches, farmers will begin the process of selecting turkeys to send to slaughter facilities. Only the best turkeys make it to the dinner table. This meticulous selection process ensures that families nationwide will enjoy quality turkeys. Demand for Thanksgiving turkeys leads to a spike in poultry production. Before the holiday season, farmers and manufacturers have to work non-stop. Their mission is to raise, process, and distribute millions of turkeys. Now we come to the processing plants where millions of turkeys are slaughtered each year. First, the turkey will be dipped in water, which is at about 145 degrees, to help clean the feathers before moving on to the next step. Once their skin is smooth like this, the cutter will begin cutting the legs off the turkey's body. The workers quickly and skillfully remove the organs, then check the weight and size for packaging. All turkeys will be brought to an area with refrigeration equipment to keep the meat fresh before being marketed to consumers. There are about 40 workers at this factory who work throughout the day to ensure a large supply of turkeys for the Thanksgiving holiday. Goodbye farms, now let's explore the kitchen, where the art of cooking takes centre stage. They are preparing the perfect turkey for Thanksgiving. Passed down through generations, turkey recipes combine tradition and innovation, each adding a unique touch to the holiday feast. The turkey is the centerpiece of the feast. It is a symbol of gratitude and abundance. It represents the hard work and dedication of American farmers. They have put a lot of their heart, time, and effort into raising these turkeys. You see, the journey from the vast fields to the dining table is too long. Farmers and turkeys together enrich the livestock industry and poultry product market. Besides, it is the love and commitment of farmers that has turned the turkey into a symbol of solidarity, gratitude, and spirit of the American people.